Okay, let's settle in. Take a deep breath and explore something truly transformative together. Imagine for a moment that the reality you experience, the world around you, isn't as fixed as it seems. What if the life you dream of, that vibrant, fulfilling existence, is not something you need to chase, but something you need to become? This isn't just wishful thinking. It's about understanding a deeper truth about how our universe, and our place within it, might actually work. We're going to talk about how your quantum reality, the very fabric of your experience, only truly shifts when you fully embody the version of you already living that desired life. Have you ever felt like you're on the cusp of a big change, yet it never quite materializes? You visualize, you affirm, you hope, but things stay stubbornly the same. It's a common experience, and it can be frustrating. But what if the missing piece isn't about doing more, but about being more? Being that person right here, right now, in your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, your very essence. The word quantum gets thrown around a lot, sometimes in confusing ways. But at its heart, in the context we're exploring, it points to a world of potential, a realm where things are not set in stone until they are observed, until consciousness interacts with them. Think of it like this. The universe is brimming with infinite possibilities, like a vast ocean of pure potential. And your consciousness, your awareness, is the force that calls forth a specific experience from that ocean. Now, this isn't about suddenly developing superpowers in the way movies portray. It's more subtle, more profound, and infinitely more personal. It's about recognizing that the reality you are currently experiencing is a reflection, a mirror of your dominant inner state. If your inner state is one of lack, frustration, or disbelief in your desired outcome, the mirror of reality will reflect that back to you. But, and this is the incredibly empowering part, if you can cultivate the inner state of the person who already has what you desire, who already is who you want to become, then reality begins to rearrange itself to match this new vibration, this new embodiment. What does it mean to fully embody a version of yourself? It goes far beyond just thinking positive thoughts, though that's a part of it. Embodiment is a complete immersion. It's feeling with every fiber of your being what it's like to be living that life. It's the emotional signature, the energetic frequency of that reality. If you desire more joy, you don't just think about joy. You cultivate the feeling of joy within you, independent of external circumstances. If you desire abundance, you cultivate the feeling of security, of plenty, of gratitude for what is already yours in that desired state, even before it physically manifests. This is where the concept of different versions of you comes into play. In this sea of quantum potential, there exists a version of you who is already living your dream life. That version of you thinks certain thoughts, feels certain emotions, holds certain beliefs, and takes certain actions. The key is to align with that version, to tune your current self to that frequency. It's like tuning a radio. If you want to listen to a specific station, you have to dial into its exact frequency. If you're slightly off, you get static or another station altogether. Similarly, to experience a different reality, you have to broadcast the frequency of that reality through your being. Many of us try to change our reality from the outside in. We try to force circumstances, manipulate situations, or work incredibly hard in a state of resistance, hoping that will bring us what we want. But true, lasting change, the kind of shift that feels magical yet deeply natural, comes from the inside out. It comes from changing the observer, changing you. When you change, your world changes. Not because you forced it, but because you became a match for a different reflection. Consider how you would feel if your greatest desire was already a reality. What emotions would fill you? Joy? Peace? Gratitude? Excitement? Confidence? Hold on to those feelings. Practice them. Let them become your dominant emotional state. This isn't about pretending or being delusional. It's about accessing the emotional landscape of your fulfilled self. Emotions are energy in motion. They are powerful vibratory signals you send out to the quantum field. And what about your thoughts? The version of you living your ideal life doesn't constantly dwell on problems, doubts, or fears related to that desire. That version thinks thoughts of appreciation, of possibility, of enjoyment. Start to consciously choose thoughts that align with your desired self. When a negative or doubtful thought arises, acknowledge it, don't fight it, but then gently redirect your focus to thoughts that resonate with the reality you are choosing to embody. This takes practice, it takes mindfulness, but it's a crucial part of the embodiment process. Beliefs are another huge component. We all have a deeply ingrained set of beliefs, many of them subconscious, that shape our perception of reality. If you desire success but deep down believe you're not worthy or capable, that underlying belief will act as an anchor, holding you back from the reality of success. Embodiment requires us to unearth these limiting beliefs and consciously replace them with beliefs that support the version of us we are becoming. The version of you living your dream life believes in your worthiness, believes in your capability, believes in the possibility of that life. You must start to adopt those beliefs as your own truth. Then there are actions. While embodiment is primarily an internal shift, it naturally inspires aligned action. These aren't actions taken from a place of desperation or force. They are actions that feel intuitive, inspired, and natural to the person you are becoming. If you are embodying confidence, you might find yourself speaking up more, taking on new challenges, or setting boundaries with ease. If you are embodying creativity, you might feel a natural pull to start that artistic project. The actions flow from the state of being. They are the outward expression of the inner transformation. Think of it like an actor preparing for a role. A truly great actor doesn't just say the lines. They become the character. They adopt the character's mannerisms, their way of thinking, their emotional responses. They embody the character so fully that their performance is compelling and believable. In the same way, you are being called to become the character of your ideal self, to embody that role so completely that it becomes your actual reality. This process isn't always instantaneous, though sometimes synchronicities and shifts can happen with startling speed. More often, it's a gradual unfolding, a subtle but powerful realignment. It requires patience with yourself, compassion, and persistence. There will be days when it feels easy, when you feel completely aligned and in flow. There will also be days when old patterns, old thoughts, and old feelings resurface. This is normal. It's part of the journey. The key is to gently guide yourself back to the state of embodiment, back to the feeling of your wish fulfilled, back to the frequency of the you who is already living it. Imagine you are sculpting your life from a magnificent, responsive clay. Your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and actions are the tools you use to shape this clay. If you consistently focus on what you don't want, or on the absence of what you desire, you are inadvertently shaping the clay into a form that reflects that lack. But when you fully embody the version of you living your desired life, you are consistently applying the pressure, the form, the intention of that fulfilled reality onto the clay. And slowly but surely, the clay begins to take on that new shape. This understanding can free you from the feeling of being a victim of circumstances. It places the power squarely back in your hands, or more accurately, within your being. You are not merely a passive observer of your life. You are an active participant, a co-creator with the quantum field. Your inner world is the blueprint, and the outer world is the construction. To change the construction, you must first change the blueprint. Let's delve deeper into this idea of the quantum field as a field of infinite potential. Science tells us that at the most fundamental level, everything is energy. Particles exist in a state of superposition, meaning they are in multiple possible states at once, until an act of observation or measurement collapses them into a single, definite state. While this is a concept from quantum physics describing subatomic particles, many believe it offers a powerful metaphor for how our own consciousness interacts with the broader field of reality. Your focused attention, infused with the feeling and belief of your desired state, acts like that act of observation, selecting and drawing forth a specific reality from the infinite possibilities. So, when you are attempting to shift your reality, you are essentially choosing to collapse a different probability wave, one that corresponds to the version of you living that desired life. But you can't do this effectively if your energy, your embodiment, is still resonating with your old reality. It would be like trying to attract a butterfly with a hammer. The tools, the energy must match the desired outcome. What does this feel like in practice? It feels like an inner knowing. It feels like peace, even when the external circumstances haven't fully caught up. It feels like a quiet confidence that what you desire is not just possible but inevitable because you are it already on an energetic level. It's a shift from hoping and wishing to being and knowing. This process of embodiment also involves a degree of letting go. Letting go of the need to control how things will manifest. Letting go of the attachment to a specific timeline. Letting go of old identities that no longer serve you. When you are truly embodying the version of you living your dream life, you trust that the universe, the quantum field, will orchestrate the details in the most perfect and harmonious way. Your job is to maintain the state of being, the vibrational frequency. The how and the when are not your primary concern. Consider the power of your imagination. Your imagination is not just for daydreaming. It's a workshop for creation. When you vividly imagine yourself living your desired life, and you allow yourself to feel the emotions of that reality, you are literally activating new neural pathways in your brain. You are training your brain and body to understand what that new reality feels like. This repeated imaginative act, coupled with genuine emotion, begins to recalibrate your energetic signature. Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections, supports this very idea. You are rewiring your brain to be the brain of your future self. And as you consistently embody this new self, you'll start to notice subtle shifts. Maybe an unexpected opportunity arises. Maybe you connect with someone who can help you. Maybe an old problem simply dissolves. These are not coincidences. These are the workings of the quantum field responding to your new vibration. These are synchronicities, meaningful coincidences that show you're on the right path. Your outer world is beginning to reorganize itself to match your inner transformation. It's important to be kind to yourself during this journey. There's no perfection in this. It's a practice, like learning a musical instrument or a new language. Some days you'll hit all the right notes, and other days you might feel off-key. The crucial thing is to keep practicing, to keep returning to that state of embodiment, to that feeling of being the version of you who is already living that life. Think about the energy you bring to your daily activities. Are you moving through your day with the energy of someone who is stressed, lacking, and struggling? Or are you consciously choosing to move through your day with the energy of someone who is joyful, abundant, and fulfilled, regardless of what the current three-dimensional reality looks like? This choice, made moment by moment, is the essence of embodiment. This isn't about denying challenges or pretending problems don't exist. It's about choosing your primary energetic state despite those challenges. It's about saying, yes, this difficulty is here, but I am choosing to embody the version of me who has already navigated this successfully, who is already on the other side, thriving. This powerful internal stance changes how you perceive the challenge and how you respond to it, often opening up solutions you couldn't see before. The version of you living your desired life already exists as a pattern of energy, a possibility within the quantum field. Your work is to become an energetic match for that pattern. When your frequency aligns with that pattern's frequency, it's like a key fitting into a lock. The door to that reality opens. But the key is your state of being, your embodiment. Consider the vibrational difference between fear and love, between lack and abundance, between sickness and health. These are not just abstract concepts. They are distinct energetic frequencies. The version of you living your dream life is vibrating at a frequency consistent with that life. If you're currently vibrating at a frequency of fear and lack, you simply cannot access a reality of love and abundance. It's a mismatch. The embodiment process is about consciously raising your vibration to match the reality you desire to experience. How do you do this consistently? Through mindful awareness. Pay attention to your thoughts. Pay attention to your feelings. Pay attention to your beliefs. When you notice you've slipped into a lower vibrational state, don't judge yourself. Gently, lovingly, guide yourself back. Use tools that help you shift your state. Meditation, gratitude practices, spending time in nature, listening to uplifting music, engaging in activities that bring you joy, and, most importantly, practicing the feeling of already being that person. This is a journey of self-discovery and profound self-creation. You are learning to master your inner world so that your outer world can transform. You are learning that you are far more powerful than you've been led to believe. The creative force of the universe is not separate from you. It flows through you, and it responds to the energy you embody. As you continue to practice this, you'll find that it becomes more natural. Your baseline energetic state will start to shift. The thoughts and feelings of your desired self will become your default. And as this happens, your reality will inevitably, sometimes in ways you could never have predicted, begin to reflect this inner transformation. It's a beautiful dance between your inner world and the outer world, a co-creation. The invitation here is to experiment with this. Don't just take these words as theory. Put them into practice. Choose one aspect of your life you wish to transform. Then, clearly define the version of you who is already living that transformed reality. What does that person think like? How do they feel? What do they believe about themselves and the world? How do they carry themselves? How do they approach their day? And then, for a dedicated period, commit to embodying that version of yourself as fully as possible. In your meditations, feel it. In your daily interactions, act from it. In your quiet moments, believe it. Pay attention to the shifts both internally and externally. Notice the synchronicities. Notice how your perception changes. Notice how you feel. This path requires courage, the courage to believe in something you cannot yet see with your physical eyes, the courage to shift your identity, the courage to let go of the familiar and step into the unknown. But the potential reward is immeasurable. A life that is a true reflection of your deepest desires and your highest potential. The universe is always listening, always responding. But it responds not just to your words or your fleeting wishes. It responds to the truth of who you are being, to the energy you are embodying. When you fully embody the version of you living the life you desire, you are no longer asking for that life. You are declaring on an energetic level that you are that life. And the quantum reality, in its infinite intelligence and responsiveness, has no choice but to mirror that declaration back to you. It's about shifting from a mindset of seeing is believing to believing is seeing. You first embody the belief, the feeling, the state of being, and then you see the corresponding reality manifest around you. This is the creative power that lies dormant within so many, waiting to be awakened. So, the question isn't whether this is possible. The quantum realm is a realm of pure possibility. The question is, are you willing to do the inner work of embodiment? Are you willing to become the person you wish to be before the evidence of that becoming appears in your physical world? This journey of embodiment is the most profound journey you can undertake. It's a journey back to your true creative power, a journey to understanding that you are not separate from the field of infinite potential, but an integral and influential part of it. Your consciousness matters. Your energy matters. Your state of being shapes your reality. Let this be your invitation. Start today. Choose one small way you can begin to embody the version of you living your most cherished dream. Feel that feeling. Think that thought. Take that inspired action. Be that person. And watch with wonder and awe as your quantum reality begins to shift, to mold itself around the new, empowered, embodied you. The life you desire is not out there somewhere to be found. It is within you, waiting to be lived, waiting for you to become it. The power is yours. It always has been. Now is the time to claim it, to embody it, and to create the reality that truly reflects the magnificent being you are.